Let's take a look at this clip with a debate with Alex O'Connor, Cosmic Skeptic, against Dinesh D'Souza.
Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys.
The underlying message of the Old Testament is an eye for an eye. The Amalekites are the enemies of the Israelites. The Israelites will crush them with the same venom that the Amalekites would have crushed the Israelites.
Including
now,
the children,
hold on.
The children, the infants,
the children, the
cattle,
infants,
the sheep, the camels, the donkeys.
Yeah, Dennis Prager says yes, but you will not find that spirit at all in the New Testament. In fact, in the New Testament, you've got a spirit of forgiveness to pretend like you don't have this. Christianity is named after Christ. It's based on Christ as a fulfillment of the Old Testament. But what does fulfillment mean? It actually means transcendence.
I get sick to death of people hand-waving away this genocide by some vague reference to the fact that Jesus came along to do something which somehow kind of undoes the immorality of it. Like, this is not an eye for an eye. This is a genocide of combatant men, innocent women, and children, and animals.
Now, Alex O'Connor carves up Dinesh D'Souza in this debate. I'll leave a link below for the whole debate and you can watch it yourself. Dinesh doesn't do a very good job addressing the actual questions put forward to him. Now, what is interesting about this clip is actually Dinesh doesn't really probably realize that he's invoking like a Marcionite, first century Marcionite heresy where he's trying to separate the Old Testament from the New Testament. You just can't do that. But I will say this, Alex O'Connor's actually hammered this point on his social media accounts quite a bit. Actually, recently there was a controversy with Dr. William Lane Craig in regards to this question where he invokes the divine command theory that it's okay for God to actually do that when you take a literalist approach to the Bible. And recently there's been quite a lot of criticism of Dr. William Lane Craig, and I don't necessarily think that he's wrong, but I think actually the question's better handled in a recent discussion with Gavin, Ortlund and Michael Jones. I'll leave the link to the video here, and they address it quite brilliantly, where that scripture doesn't necessarily need to be taken literally, and actually there might be hyperbolic language being used in relation to going to war with the nation state. However, with that said, there are explanations to this in these videos, and people can have a look at it, but when you actually take into account Alex O'Connor's atheistic worldview, he seems actually quite upset at the idea of people actually walking past this alleged genocide. Actually quite upset that people aren't addressing it, but the question really remains is, why does genocide actually matter in an atheistic worldview? Alex O'Connor doesn't necessarily believe in an objective morality or any absolute rights or wrongs. So I guess the question remains, Alex, why do you care?